My chief said we brain banging, we ain't gang banging. So welcome to Brain Bang University, motherfuckers. I'm the motherfucking dean of the university, and I'm gonna brain bang your ass into submission. I'm gonna let that sink in while I like my voice.
Smoke some, bitch.
You are now live watching Chiefin with the Chief with Chief Pontiac Rodhayes. Don't get it twisted. There are other Chief Pontiacs in Pontiac. In other words, Pontiac got more than one chief. That being said, all of the chiefs don't do the same thing. It's not the same function. We don't all have the same responsibility. So we all do different stuff, but we still different chiefs. So I'm Chief Pontiac Rodhayes. There's some more Chief Pontiacs. Mohawk Chief Pontiac, Rico Hayes, my big bro. My barber chief, my little brother, Chung. We all different chiefs that do different stuff at different times, right? So when you understand that part, you understand that only the chief responsible for the event that he's covering is qualified to take the lead in that genre, right? So I just so happened I trained myself to do some shit that I didn't know was going to put me in this spot. So this Chiefin with the Chief, this open Q&A, this is a recognition of the big chief himself, Arthur L. Hayes, my father. Today would be his solar return if he was present. And this is where we learn how to stand tall, stand proud, looking over the crowd. Sometimes we drinking alcohol and we talking loud. But at the end of the day, we move straight. Some bump left, some bump right. We bump up the middle. We don't take sides in other people's bullshit. If it don't got nothing to do with me, I don't want nothing to do with it. If it's my responsibility to do it, I'm going to cover the bases. So before I bring the first person up here and Chiefin with the Chief, I got to move this a little closer so my blind ass can see. If you want to know my thoughts on the National Guard, go to Black Magic 363. The Return of the Black Adams video. We went over all that, decoded it and everything. So I'm not going to really focus on that. I'm going to try to deal with people's questions. Normally when I do a Q&A, people have a personal issue they working on and they stuck and they can't see. So I have to show them what they looking at and then try to walk them through what they seeing. But then you have some people that come in and want to try to convert me to their religious dogmatic systems that I'm not finna fall for none of that. And I might listen to them. I might even entertain the conversation. But at the end of the day, I already know all that's some BS. So we're not going to entertain no bullshit today. So if you came on here to convert me, it's not going to work. So don't waste your time. If you came over here to recruit me to be part of your religious ceremonial, that's not gonna work. We're not doing that either. And hey, Flubber in here. I'm gonna pull you up just because, but let me take somebody because I know me and you gonna be on here for a minute. Black roses in my garden. It's actually ringing right now. That's not normal. Hey,
Hey.
you are officially chiefing with the chief. Even if you ain't chiefing, the chief is chiefing for both of us.
Well, you do just that.
Okay, so how can I help you today, sweetie? What's on your mind?
Okay. I'm having dreams constantly, and it's a particular dream of my mother who has
It's
passed.
a recurring dream.
Yes, it is. My mother
Okay.
has passed on, but my mother and my uncle, which is her brother, they've passed on. But it's like I'm continuously seeing them. I don't know if there's a message there, but there are no words. They're just there, and it's just like peaceful. There's a smile. It's no words. It's just no spoken words.
And you don't know what it means, and that's what you're trying to
No,
find out.
that's what I'm trying to find out.
Did you watch the movie Black Panther?
I did.
You remember when T'Challa father had passed, and then he went to the ancestral realm under that tree, and
Yes.
his father. And that's where you're looking at your mama and your uncle at in the ancestral realm.
Okay. Okay.
Now, the reason why they're not saying nothing is because
Hmm.
whatever you're doing, you don't need guidance yet.
Okay.
I mean, you already doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Okay.
So if you doing what you need for the family, they won't. That's they don't have nothing to say. They're just letting you know if you need us, we here.
Okay.
But
Okay.
but you don't need us right now, or else we'll speak up.
Okay. Okay.
Right?
That's
So,
good to know. That is most definitely good to know.
yeah, they do it a lot. Sometimes they'll be in your room, and you won't be able to see them with the naked eye, but it's like in your mind you can see them standing there, and you keep doing like this, trying to see if they really there. They there.
But I've done that because I felt a presence, and then when I look, I can. It's like I can see a figment in my view, but I don't see anything. But I can see it. I don't know if that makes sense.
Hmm. That's because you're not seeing them with the naked eye. You're seeing them with the
Oh,
mind's eye.
okay.
You see
Okay.
way more with the mind's eye than you can possibly imagine because growing up, you've been taught that we only got five senses.
Okay.
So when the
Okay.
other senses is communicating the same type of information, just on a higher frequency of communication, you don't have a frame of reference to tie it to a higher sense. Therefore, you don't translate it. It's like a
Okay.
foreign language, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
somebody can tell you a whole bunch of loving stuff in the foreign language you never heard. You
Mm-hmm.
can't translate it,
Okay.
right? So you don't know how to use it. But soon as you pay attention enough to the ancestral realm,
Mm-hmm.
then it'll occur to you. It's when your the more you understand the ability, the more control you have, and the more control you have, the more accessibility you have.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, so that's what that's all about.
Okay. And then also I lost a nephew a few years well years back. He was taken, and apparently it was through individuals that we knew, but he came to me in the beginning. He came to me often, a lot. You know, he actually spoke to me personally through my nephew at the time. And it was just to the point where he reenacted the whole thing through other younger
Family
like
member.
nephew. Yes, to the point where individuals passed out in the middle
Yeah,
of him telling
he
the
was
story of what happened, like cleaning up the, you know, just a lot of what happened
right, the
without
details.
saying. Yes. Yes.
Okay, now in the culture, the ancient culture, it's called being mounted.
Okay.
Okay, so if you study in the voodoo and you hear somebody say somebody is mounted, they have no physical control in the 3D. The ancestor that's mounting
Hmm.
them, because normally it's an ancestor, unless you
Okay.
a practitioner of the arts, then you channel other people ancestors for them too.
Okay.
But if you just a regular person and you're not practicing,
Mhm.
Don't mean you don't have the talent, the skill, and the ability and the birthright to do so. It just means
Okay.
in this lifetime, your life took you somewhere where you don't practice.
Okay. At that
But
particular time.
right now,
Okay.
just because you're not practicing, don't mean you
Mhm.
didn't come into this world with the same
Mhm.
spiritual rank and power you had in the last life.
Okay.
So your nephew was in your bloodline very high
Mhm.
rank spiritually.
Okay. I
So
believe that.
now anybody in the bloodline,
Mhm.
he can mount them, and they can't do nothing. He just took over.
Okay.
Now, when was the last time that you had a communication that you know was him? How long ago was it?
It's been it's been a few months, but it's actually coming up on the anniversary of his demise. Well, of his, however we call it, his spiritual
Okay, so
return.
how long he been gone?
2012, September, August 25th, 2012, August 29th, 2012
Okay.
is when they actually found him, and he was in water.
Oh, that's the worst thing you can do to an old conjure spirit is throw him in water, because now you done just boosted all of their spiritual powers to the top. And that's
And
why he able to flow so easily through the family members because he's using water magic. And the body
absolutely,
is highly concentrated with water.
absolutely, I truly believe that. I truly believe that. I truly believe that. And we're coming up on the anniversary, and I just,
Who,
I feel the
who in your
presence.
family pregnant? Who in your
Who
family
in my
pregnant?
family?
Yeah, somebody in your
Uh,
family pregnant.
To my knowledge, no one
Do he got sisters?
that I know of. Yes, he
Huh?
do. He has
Okay.
two.
Well, he on his way back.
Okay.
Somebody pregnant.
Okay.
Now you go and call your nieces and find out which one of them about to have this baby. And
Okay.
yeah, and then when you come back on, I know you got an answer.
Okay.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but it could be a niece.
Mm-hmm.
Normally this is how it works. The person
Okay.
he loved the most, other
Okay.
than his mama, because mama always gonna be.
That's
Mama ain't finna have no
that's
more babies
that's
though.
that's me. That's
Okay,
me. And
now
that
do
was
you have
my.
daughters?
I do.
You gotta talk to them too.
I have
Because they
two.
normally come back, the person they love the most, they
Mm-hmm.
want you to be instrumental when they return.
Okay.
So you
Okay.
can call them girls and say, which one of y'all little fast ass wenches is about to have a baby? And ain't telling nobody. But as soon as you find your answer, you're gonna know exactly who he coming back through.
Okay. Okay.
And he
Okay.
on his way back.
Okay. Okay. And and you want to know the ironic part? He was musician. He was a journalist, and my mom's brother, the one that I told you the dream that I dream about, he actually passed on the day that they found my nephew. So they actually shared that day together, and they also made music together, which is August 29th.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. The August the 29th is gonna be it's gonna be scrambled up the birth date of the baby.
Okay. And it's
So if,
crazy because August 18th made 34 years since I lost my father.
3 and 4 is 7.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not picking up nothing on your father, sweetie. He
Okay.
he's strong, silent. Yeah, there you go. He's just standing there with his arms folded.
Okay.
He's not saying nothing.
Okay.
He's just got a stern look like, um, can we get this can we get this over already? That's what his face is like, the expression he got. Can we just get this over already? Did he have a beard?
He did.
Yeah, that's him. That's him. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
did.
He
And a
don't want to talk.
mustache.
Yeah, he don't want to talk. He's
Wow.
serious. There's something going on in y'all family, and he's serious about it. And only you know what it is, you and your family. He want it over with. He want it done. He ain't participating. He said it's bullshit, and y'all know better.
And you know, and you want to. It's no other way that you would know that. It's no other way that you could know that. And you're absolutely right. I can honestly tell you that.
Yeah, he's done with the
It's
bullshit.
amazing. Okay.
You know what it
Okay.
is, but
I
you can
do.
go
I
you can
do.
go play this video back for him and tell him that pops is not. He's tired of the bullshit. We gotta fix it. Y'all gotta
Okay.
fix it.
Okay. Okay. I can do that. I can definitely do that. But yes, yes, I just had to chime in and chief with the chief right quick.
For sure, for sure. And your nephew is excited about
Uh-huh.
his return because he's coming back in the golden age. So
Oh,
be prepared to do a whole lot of chasing the baby around when he get here.
it's gonna be a boy?
Now, he could be. I'm leaning to believing it's gonna be a boy, but it don't matter the
Mhm.
gender. You're gonna know by the energy who it is. Birthmark,
Okay.
something. He gonna have an identifier. You're gonna know when you look at him and y'all got
Hmm.
that connection. You're gonna be like, here, this fucking is right here. Then slid his way
Okay.
on back in.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Okay.
Is that is
It's,
that all you needed to know for now?
it sound promising. That's all I needed to know for now. I'll definitely be chiming in to check in as well.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to give me an update so I can know how clear this was, so I can polish my lenses up.
I most definitely will. I most definitely will. I enjoyed this and I thank you for the opportunity to be able to check in and chief with the chief.
Thank you, sweetie. I appreciate you coming up.
I say,
Okay, I'm gonna let you out so I can take somebody else. Okay.
okay.
All right. Utu Loki. Utu Loki. Come on, chief with the chief. Let's see what you got. Hey,
Big Chief,
what's going on?
nothing much. How are you?
I'm peaceful. I'm peaceful. How you doing?
Grateful. Very grateful. Very
Welcome to Chiefing with the Chief. How can I help you today?
so I just got one big question. Um, Pretty crazy, but if anybody can answer it's definitely you. Um, I just want to know why I'm having dreams of like becoming a star. Like why are my dreams so out there? Like many people dream of having a wife and kids and and I understand that, but like why do I want to
Yours
be
is more galactic.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, your inner verse
Mm-hmm.
is just as big or bigger than the outer verse. Let
Mm-hmm.
that sink in for a minute. Small minds contemplate on small things. Celestial minds contemplate on celestial things.
Mm-hmm.
You are a multi-dimensional being who sees its inner verse different than its outer verse. So when you dreaming of becoming a star, you already did that before. That's why you here.
Okay.
You just remembering who the F you are.
Okay.
You remembering. Those aren't dreams. You see yourself zipping through the galaxy. You did that before. How
Mm.
you think your energy got here?
Yeah, I just got so
So,
calm. Okay.
now, once you understand that, get arrogant internally, but stay humble externally. Your internal arrogance, you have to awaken your God self by determining that you are one with source, you are God,
Mm.
based on how we interpret language, right? And in your mind, create a seat at the center of the universe, the God seat. Sit there and say, this is all under my will and control. And practice it, because it's going to open up higher realms of consciousness to you. And you're not regular, so you're going to accelerate faster than most people. So, as they say, buckle up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Will do.
Okay.
Thank.
All right. I'm going to let
All right.
somebody else up now, okay?
All right, Chief. Talk to you soon.
Yeah. Miss Lady Diddy. I don't know how to pronounce it. Lydee. Come on up. You the next one, the chief with the chief on Chiefing with the Chief. Come on and chief with us.
I didn't know I was going to get pulled up.
This Chiefing with the
Let
Chief
me
open
take, look, I got to
Q&A.
take my scarf off.
You all right. Welcome to Chiefing with the Chief. And how can we help you today?
I don't know. I have so much, okay, to say. But the first thing is, I messaged you a while back to tell you that I had to see if we were like cousins or something because a lot of my family's from the Macomb, Osaka, Chattawa area in
Mm-hmm.
Mississippi. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so that was one thing. And then the other
Okay,
thing
so let's
was,
start with that. Let's
look,
start with that. Let's walk through that
okay,
first.
okay.
Okay. What's the last name of some of your relatives? You related to any cooks?
I don't know, but our last name is Power. I know when I I asked you something. It's in the chat. I would have to go back to our history because it's been about 6 months ago. I asked
Mm-hmm.
you this question, and you just
Mm-hmm.
sent like a smiley face back to me.
Well, we finna walk through it now. So
But
your
I
last
don't
name,
know all the names.
you don't have to
Um,
know. We gonna see if we know any common names. That's all.
but see, I'm not big with my family history. We used to Child, I can't even think of the church. And I go to this church all the time because that's where my dad is buried. Because we got like the I'm not gonna lie, they got like the whole plot up there. Like all the deceased relatives is there. It's not Mount Bethel. Oh shoot. I wasted time because I can't think right now because I really wasn't thinking for you to, pull me up here on the live.
Well, you asked to come up, didn't you?
I did, but so many people, other people asked too, so I wasn't sure that I would get picked. Somebody said you have the same nose as similar eyes.
Yeah. I'll see it. I'll see it.
What I'll do is I'll re-message you like one day. But okay, so let's move on to something else. So I did a past life reading a while back, and what happened with that past life reading, I was told that I was here previously as a male. And she told me, she said it wasn't nothing that I wouldn't do for money. And I'm like, what? That don't even seem like me. But she just told me, I guess my attitude. And she said when I reincarnated this time is that I'm looking for now the opposite. And I'm just looking like for love and things like that. Because I feel like that's more me that I resonated with. But the past life, she was just like, girl, you were nothing nice. I'm like, really? And that I'm just like, okay, all right. And I don't know how to take that. But I do know we do
It makes
reincarnate
sense
into
though.
different bodies.
Yeah, but it makes sense though.
Okay.
So if you was doing anything for money as a male in your past life,
Uh-huh.
right? That means that you was in search of power,
Okay.
and you had enough money accumulated in that lifetime to realize that the power is an illusion.
Okay.
The power of wealth is an illusion. The
Okay.
real power is the power of love. This would make you come back as a woman now. Because
Okay.
now you looking for mitochondrial control frequency.
Mm-hmm.
And this would say that you are looking to control harmonious life and the love that people have for you by self-presentation,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so you would be focused on service to others in this life. Whereas
And that's what I
before,
do.
in the past life, mirror opposite. You was looking for others to serve you.
Right. And that basically that's my career. I work in emergency management, and that's what it's like. My heart is so into it to help other people. I mean, not even at work, in life. Period. That's who I am. If
Yeah,
I have it, I'm giving it.
yeah. So the
Mm-hmm.
self-discovery in the past life brought about you writing a new book of life, using the
Mm-hmm.
past life as the life you don't want to live no more,
Right. Right. And
right?
I don't.
So, and it's in your energy that you don't want to, that you don't want the false light. You want the true light.
Right. And that's me. I would rather hurt you more telling you the truth than making up any other kind of story that's not true.
Pacifying you with a lie.
That's what I'm not gonna do. I'm not. I can't do it because then it bothers me that I done stood here and lied to you about something that made no sense. And
Hmm.
that's my thing. I give too much of the truth, and people be like, "Oh, you need to tone it down. It ain't what you say; it's how you say it." I have no other way to say it but the way that it come out,
Hmm.
and I feel like that's the way I should be because if not, then I have to lie to myself to appease you
And
to make you feel good about something,
now you gonna
whatever that
feel shitty.
situation is. And now I feel bad because I don't lied to you about something that made no sense. And then I'm a
Now
Scorpio
that's called
too.
integrity.
Yeah, I believe.
Now
Yes.
integrity requires you to learn something called tact.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't, you're gonna be like Big Mama. Big
Mm-hmm.
Mama say, "Get your stinking ass in the shower. You smell like a herd of cows." Right?
Uh-huh.
Whereas if you develop the tact, you just go get the towels and show them where the bathroom at and say, "When you get done, if you need to change clothes, let me know." You
Right.
just told them the same thing, but you didn't hurt their
But
feelings
different.
first.
Right.
Right. Now, sometimes it's required for you to take on that mean Big Mama energy.
And
Because
I
some
have that
people,
too.
because some people not gonna listen until you say, "Mother did not tell you," then now they all ears.
Right. You're right. Because I definitely have it. That's why I told you I'm a Scorpio. I have that side, but I also have that caring and loving side that I don't mind sharing with anybody. Until you
Mhm.
cross me. When you cross me, then of course,
Well,
you have to deal with
Scorpio.
that other side of us.
Yeah.
But yep,
Catch this
I didn't
stinger.
have too much. Huh?
I'm saying you catch this stinger.
Yes. And one more thing, and I'm trying not to be long. When a previous lady was up talking, and she told how she lost her family member, and mine is tomorrow is the actual date that my mom and dad they died on the same day, 8 years apart. And I was told that my dad had came and got my mama because she passed away second. Actually, well, I'm from New Orleans, so we buried my mother that Saturday, evacuated that Sunday, and we was homeless that Monday. But he came, I guess, because she was sick, and he came to get her up out of there because we buried her back in Mississippi in Osaka,
Hmm.
at Kelly Baptist Church. I don't know if you ever heard of Kelly Baptist Church up that way.
I don't do many churches. All of the
Right.
churches they
I'm
took me
not
to,
religious. I'm not into that either, but
but
that's
every
what we did
church
as a
they took me
family.
to when I was staying down there in Macomb with my auntie was in the trailer.
Uh-huh. Oh,
It
okay.
was,
Yeah,
it
that was
was in
some
the
small.
trailer in the backwoods.
Yeah. Some small, yeah. Yeah.
They had a nice little congregation for a trailer.
Yeah.
It's normally like 2 or 3 trailers set up in like a little. One of them they cooking in the kitchen, and the other ones,
Hmm.
they got other little study groups going. Then they got the main church
Hmm.
trailer.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we get out of service. They sit around at the picnic tables and talk and
Yep.
reminisce. And had a whole
Yes.
powwow session going.
Because when you talk about that Mississippi clay dirt, I used to be
Mhm.
playing in it. So when you talk about Mississippi and New Orleans, they're just like, I'm like, man, not that you were really there, but that brings back memories for me growing up as a child
Because
in
I know what
Mississippi.
I'm talking about.
You know exactly what you're talking about when you talk about that on the dirt road. Yes.
Yeah.
No pavement, dirt road. Yep. But all right. Thank you for taking the time to pull me up.
All right, Susie. It was nice talking
All
to you.
right. All
Okay.
right. Same here.
Let's see who's next up. Chiefin with the Chief. Mafia Shakur. Mafia Shakur. Anybody named Shakur is all right with me.
Peace, God.
Jeez, please,
Peace,
God.
God.
What's
Chief,
going
what it
on with
do? Man, I made it back for a second time, man. You know, I always watch you and all that. You know what I mean?
you? For
Um,
sure, for sure.
like I say, for me, I'm really been dealing with the balance of myself, though. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I'm I'm kind of to myself, but at the same time, I'm for the people. I'm outgoing. You know what I'm saying? And it's like
Mm-hmm.
I'm balancing the selfishness of what I have to do for self as versus to, you know what I'm saying, what I'm sharing with the people and being there for other people at the same time. It's like I say, things like just the family structure. It's like my great grandmother, she 90 years old, you know what I'm saying? So if nobody's going to do what they supposed to do for her, I'm going to be the one to show up, whether it's going to the market or doctor's appointment, whatever it may need to be, you know what I'm saying? So it's like finding the balance between that and making a way. Yeah, definitely from Baltimore.
Okay, so you gotta always remember you gotta be your first priority for one reason. You can't help nobody if you can't help yourself,
That's true indeed.
right? Now, you might be able to help yourself and help Granny, because that might be what your purpose is at the moment until you get where you can help the rest of the family.
Right,
Don't worry about the rest of them. Worry about Granny,
right,
because she's gonna be feeding you all kind of words of wisdom in the process. That's gonna help you see through a lot of foolishness because she got the age and experience. She's seen it all. She lived through it. We can talk about the 60s and the 70s and the 80s. She was there.
right.
You understand what I'm saying?
No,
So if you focus on getting where you want to be and taking care of your personal business first and helping Granny, Granny is going to also help you to get yourself where you want to be because
right,
she's seen it all,
right.
right? And this is also other people in the family not going to be saying that, they're going to be watching, right? And even if they're not saying nothing, when certain ones of them see you need help, they're not going to tell you need help. They just going to help,
I feel that.
right? But they're going to lead a weight on you until the energy tell them step in and help, right? So
Yes.
focus on building your life how you want it, your heaven on earth, your wife, kids, the house you want to live.
Right.
Design all that shit how you want it.
I understand that.
And while you taking care of Granny, you are using the mitochondria she gave you through your mama, right? And the love that she have, if she gave it to you, if she come from your father's side, she's the same love. She can jump to your motherland mitochondria
Yeah, she
in
come. This
order
my
for.
mother. This my mother.
Okay, so she got.
Yeah,
You was in your granny womb when your mama was being developed.
Right.
So she can help you energetically more than you can possibly know. By you being of service to her while you in the process of building your life, it keeps your energy balanced. And that balance is what make your road clear up and move a bunch of bullshit out your way.
Definitely.
You get it?
Yes, sir. Nah, it's always a pleasure, man. I'm a tap in with you more though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, it's a pleasure to be on. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Chief and everybody that's on the movement, man. I appreciate the love.
Okay. So appreciate you coming up, brother.
Already, peace.
Let's see who next. Chiefing with the Chief. Blue Suns. Blue Suns. Come on up. You next to Chief with the Chief.
Hey,
Peace, God. Peace.
hey, man, how you doing, bruh?
I'm doing well. Welcome to Chiefing with the Chief. And how can we help you today?
Hey, man. So soon as I hit request to join, this powerful surge of energy just started like rushing in my heart. So it's like boom, 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 and I think it's probably like I get nervous or whatever when I'm like talking in front of people. It's something like that. So I guess my first question is like, how do I channel that?
You got to desensitize from it, from doing it over and over again. If you want to get past it, just start doing lives.
Mm,
But
yeah,
that's also teaching you how to control the powerful energy too.
mm.
That's why I feel like that. It's powerful.
It's cr- It is. It really is. I experience this when I'm like I smoke sometimes, and I experience this. I get like these waves, this rush of like powerful energy, and I know it's powerful because I can obviously feel it. It's just like, how do I deal with it? It's always the question.
So you got to learn how to breathe like a singer,
And I
right?
sing too, and that's the other thing. And anytime I imagine myself singing in front of people, I feel that surge of energy. So I try to like just be with the anxiety because I know it's kind of anxiety at a certain level, but
No. That's. You ever hear somebody say they stepped on stage and caught the bug?
I haven't heard that one.
Well, what it is when you get this energy and it explodes. That's the same energy. It just haven't exploded yet.
Mm,
Once it explodes, you get this full body euphoria, and it's almost feeling like you having an out of body experience, and you one with the entirety of the crowd. A lot of entertainers talk about it,
wow.
and like they were shy at first. Even Michael Jackson, when he was little, he had a desire to be great, but when he performed in front of people, at first that euphoria hadn't took over. Once it did, it changed his whole life because it enhances your artistic ability, and this is what you're trying to get to. And this is your energy blockage.
Mm,
When you feel that energy, try to fill your whole body up with it, not just your chest.
I
Try to
got you.
expand it, because once it expands, you're gonna know what I'm talking about because you're gonna feel it. And that's when your singing career becomes a career instead of a hobby. That's the breakthrough, the zone.
Wow.
You understand?
Yeah.
You running from yourself.
Mm.
So that energy is telling you, embrace yourself. Feel the energy. And do you write music too?
Hmm.
When you can go back to a time when you felt that feeling and keep trying to describe it in song. Keep writing songs trying to describe it. What triggered it? You know what I'm saying? Ask yourself a whole bunch of questions. And as you put it in song, you opening up your inner self to yourself. You ride in the wave frequency of the music because you obviously got a passion for music,
Yeah.
right? And that's what changes a nightclub singer to a megastar.
I feel you. Thank you for that.
Yeah. You've been waiting on it.
Yeah. And one more question. So dreams. The other day I experienced a dream similar to when I was a child. I used to dream a lot. I dreamed about flying, supernatural abilities like teleporting, uh, going through walls and stuff. But it's always the space that I find myself in. It's like a bunch of TV screens, and I'm always free floating. And I haven't had this dream in a long time, but it just closed my eyes and I went there, and it's just like a bunch of TV screens with different things playing on them. So I don't know if that's like a particular space and time, but I used to experience that a lot as a kid, and yeah, I just recently like found myself in that space, and I was just free floating, and I always just like lay back and just fall, but I always see like a bunch of different screens around me, just with different things playing on them,
In the
and
realm of the spirit, every screen you seen was another one of the timelines you control. They are this is like gateways. If you focus on one,
exactly.
you get to see what's going on that timeline.
Hmm.
But you can't see the rest of them because you focused on the one. But when you're
Hmm.
not focused on anyone at all, right? It's like being in the rotunda, right? With rooms all the way around.
Hmm.
The room that you focus on is the room that you in the rotunda. That means that you in the process in your life, in your spiritual journey, like the world is yours for you to use your spiritual gifts, and you can focus in on any screen. That's when you have decided which one of them you're going to take the journey down. And
Wow.
this is reflective of your musical journey. The only reason why you haven't logged in on the screen because you haven't made up your mind to do what you know in your heart you already supposed to be doing with the music.
Wow.
Because you've been letting life sidetrack you from purpose.
Hmm.
You got to go work and make this money and pay these bills. That's life. But pursuing purpose, bills gonna be paid like a mofo for you. But you got to choose you first. Once you choose you, now you focused on the timeline you're gonna go down, and all of those screens become one screen,
Wow.
and then you take your journey. You get it?
Thank you, Chief.
It's all in you, brother. It's all in you.
Thanks. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, I'm gonna let somebody else up now. Okay.
All right.
Simply Hugh Love. Simply Hugh Love. You the next contestant on Chiefing with the Chief. Come on up and let's keep chiefing. Peace, my brother. Peace. I can barely hear you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, you sound like you far away.
It's on the car. I'm gonna try to swap it right now. How you swap it? Can you still can you, how's it sound now?
Sound better. I can hear you now.
All right, yeah. I really joined the chat to this profile I'm on is someone close to me, and I wanted to encourage them as well. But I did conjure up a question while I sat here and thought about it. One thing that I think about myself a lot to ask you as you begin to talk and educate others, I wonder about myself. Though I hear a lot of information throughout the world, throughout the internet, and things that I read, but none of it
You
new to me.
definitely, yeah, you blacked out for a second.
Okay, so all the information I be receiving, most of it doesn't sound new to me. It just makes me feel like I'm remembering. And more or less, here I got told one time that I come to understanding quicker than other people. And but also with that, I feel like it may have held me back in life because I'll put myself in so much forethought or foresight about maybe like a career or something that I'm into or want to do, or find myself losing motivation once I put full thought into it and come into that that full understanding or that end result, what it may look like, and then you know in foresight it kind of turns out the way I seen it.
Yeah. So, what that's called plotting your path. So, instead of seeing what's there, see what you want to be there.
Okay.
So when it happens, it's gonna be what you want. You gotta add intention to the vision. You seeing it without any intention, so it's just appearing. It's like the brother right before you was looking at all the different screens because he haven't chose his path. Yours is just in a different language that you understand. So it's telling you to choose you and choose your path. But many of us forgot how to do that. So the answer is see the image of how you want your life to be in your mind and be intentional about it. Don't let it just come up on its own. Now, your whole spiritual alignment has to manifest that purpose. And then you say, that's where I want to be. This is where I'm at. How do I bridge the gap between the two? And energy travel in the path of least resistance. Now, you might end up with having upheavals in your life as you recalibrate, because now you have to shake off the energies that's not serving you getting to the goal. And as you do that, sometimes you feel like your life falling apart. It's not your life falling apart. It's the stuff that doesn't serve you that's falling off. Let it go. And sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it hurts bad, real bad. Embrace the pain. Because when you feel the pain and letting it go, that's how you know that your love was true. It served its purpose. And now I'm reaping the lesson by going through the pain. So now I'll never forget the lesson because it hurt too bad for me to forget. So I'm not going to make that mistake a second time. Right? Now your life starts smoothing out once you get past the upheaval. The bigger the goal, the longer it takes. Right? But it's a process. And if you follow the steps of the process, you determine what your process is. So you put your goals in mind. If this is where I'm trying to be, this is where I'm at. How do I get there? And then you start plotting your path deliberately with intention. I'm going to get what I set out to do and believe in you. It's already in you. Now you just got to get it out
I believe in that because I just when the last dude was talking about the whole music thing, I was like, man, those little bursts and jolts of energy, I be feeling the same way, and I used to feel like that about the music. But as I like practice, you know, try to slightly be intentional here, and really, I guess, put myself in it with foresight and really see if this is something I really wanted to do. It was like the pain, like my body, my spirit was remembering it like as pain, like it was too painful to endure
Look,
whatever it came to be.
yeah. So the pain is to lock the lesson in. It's to lock the lesson in. You have to determine what the lesson being learned is. That's the only way to relieve the pain. The loss becomes the lesson when you learn from it. And then the pain, when you're not in physical form, the deeper the pain was, the more you like, yeah, man, I felt that in the physical world. Because you don't feel it in the spiritual world. You think it in the spirit. It's all information in the spiritual world. But in the physical world, you get to feel it, the ups and the downs and the pains and the sufferings and all of those is good emotions because you felt life. That let you know you was living. Now you got to live with intention. So now that you use all of your lessons to build your future life, that's walking you through your book of life. Everything that you went through in your life has trained you to become what you want to become. So all of your pain was all of your lessons learned. And all of your pleasure was all of your celebrations given. Get it?
Yes, sir.
Anything else?
Nah, that sounds smooth enough for me. Like you said, I guess if I were to again put thought into what you said right now, I ain't chose yet.
You got to choose you first. Got to
I
choose you
appreciate
first.
you.
Yeah. All right, my brother. I'm going to let somebody else up now.
Yes, sir. Take care.
Yeah. You're going to do this to my phone, Don. I think that's like 2 hours. Grandmaster Bay, come on up. Chiefing with the chief. See how I can help you today.
And what's happening, Unc? Can you hear me?
Peace, my brother. Yep, I hear you loud and clear. Loving them dreads
Man,
you
what's up?
wearing.
This my little one. She wanted to be
Hey,
all in
princess, how you doing?
Say what's up, Unc? Yeah, going for it. I had a couple of questions. I had like two.
Let's go.
Uh, the first question. I got 50 questions. You got 50 questions. I don't know if you're gonna answer 50. That was random.
Tell her to,
The,
let her pick her best three. How we
all right,
do it that way.
you want me to ask a question first? Okay. All right. So my first question, the last couple of days, it's been kind of hectic on the energetic level. Like especially when I be doing my meditations at night. Like when I be doing my meditations at night, going through the whole processes, of stimulating the energy, it look a lot differently now than what. Don't get closer, you might get burnt. No, when it look different now than what it used to before, like when my eyes is closed. Like for example, um, I could see part of my body halfway, like straight down the middle. Part of it be like a black and gold flame on my left side, and on the other side it'd be more like a rainbow light, And I noticed that when I don't know, it'll be stuff that just be coming to me in download, and when I put my right hand on top of my left hand, it kind of calmed down the like the black and gold flame, But I don't know. I guess I'm kind of wondering more about like tapping into it and what does it mean on a DNA level? Like what other
Them your
beings are.
bloodline. Them your what you call the two primary bloodlines. The black and gold, them big mama boys,
Mm,
right? And that kaleidoscope of colors you see that you interpreting as a rainbow, that's your Pleiadian line. The seven
Mm,
sisters is the seven rays of the rainbow.
okay. Now
So,
that's funny
so
because her extremely rainbowed out, like
because
extreme.
her bloodline dominance can be the Pleiadian lines,
Okay.
right?
Hmm.
So what's happening with you is by balancing your Pleiadian line with your Earth born line is your black and gold.
Mm,
It's keeping you in balance. That's why you seeing what you seeing
okay.
when you put your hands together.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
that's telling you to make a balancing ritual by using that as the anchor. Oh, he buffering. I don't know if he can still hear me. Can y'all still hear me? Is it just him? Or is it
I
just
can
both?
see you.
You buffering. Okay. That's oh. It's telling me I don't have no more requests, and I'm looking at the camera saying name requests. Let me go to questions then. Black Rose. I'm also constantly seeing 111. That's my mother's birthday. She's been gone since 6/23/12. That's her communication. If you know that's her birthday, whatever her birthday mean, every time you see that number, that's the energy that is presenting itself to you. How you see that energy. Nuna knows. Can you explain what you said about the womb and the guy's grandmother, please? Okay, let me see if I can. Um, Raise your hand so I can see you. Nuna knows. I'm gonna try to bring you up so we can go over it. Nuna knows. Nuna knows. Uncharted. I can't see right now. I'm gonna let you. Hold on. Uncharted awareness. I'm about to pull you up now, sweetie. Uncharted awareness. I sent you the request because it deleted all of the requests. So if y'all want to come up, it must be an hour in. Yep. So um, if she don't come up, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna start a new one. Uncharted awareness. Did you get the? They gonna bring your assets to your family, and they gonna give y'all some conditions to receive y'all inheritance. So, um, I Chill Will 901 said, with the return of the matriarchy, how to reclaim our land, assets, and estate without filing paperwork with the pseudo government. They gonna bring it to you. Man, the archivist. Can you talk about men whose psychic gifts from their mother and how they might be affected if they are born via C-section? C-section was only designed for emergency um, distress and childbirth. You wasn't supposed to give them out like candy. The C-section is for the mother to have postpartum depression issues and the baby to feel isolation issues. It's all designed and used out of context. That being said, the right brain is what we call your mother brain. In your anterior gyrus, it's like right here in your right brain, this is your open channel right here for your incoming spiritual messages. It's called the anterior gyrus, but it's going to be arcing with your pineal gland that's like right here. That arc of energy makes you have a tingling sensation at your crown. But when it's just the pineal gland, you feel it right here. The pineal gland light up from inner development, but your anterior gyrus receives the incoming spiritual messages, right? And if your spiritual messages is not getting through because your pineal gland is calcified and you're not doing nothing to decalcify it, then you have to start focusing on it so that you can activate it. And this is when they call activating the third eye, right? So once the third eye activated, now the psychic energy that's coming in from your mother brain, your right brain, your left brain is your father brain. This one is governed by your Y chromosome. This is governed by your X chromosome and your mitochondrial connection to your heart chakra that comes through the umbilical cord from your mother, right? It's a chakra loop from the heart chakra to the navel. It's a 3-chakra loop, right? And so when the mother teaches the child to activate the father mind and by giving him assignment, but she's communicating spiritually through the mother brain, right? This is like a computer, the motherboard and the software. The software has to be programmed, spiritual information, and you store it on the hardware, neural network, neurons, dendrites, axons in the brain, and they start constantly exchanging data, right? Now, the sons who receive a strong connection to the mother, they will have their right brain abstract artistic self at a higher frequency than their left brain intellectual logic. And they will have a different learning style than the rest of the children. The children who are operating left brain, generally they learn visual, audio. First visual, then audio. But children who learn from the right brain, mother brain, they don't learn linear logic. They learn abstract reason, right, and artistic expression. So they probably can't explain it to you, but they know what they understand, but they don't know how to left brain explain it to you. So the left brain has to develop the linear logic to understand that to interpret the abstract of the right brain, you have to understand the mother's frequency. Once you understand the mother's frequency, you can read it almost like reading a book. This is called your psychic awareness. This is when you learn intellectually that the spiritual side of things means something. And once you create a codex, you can translate what the spiritual information is to the people who don't understand spiritual things because they're stuck in the left brain. This is why everybody's right-handed, because most of our left brains are turned off. I mean, our right brains is turned off. And the left-handed people come in right brain dominant. That means they mother line dominant. And this is why they always try to force left-handed people to write right-handed. The side effect they didn't anticipate that sometimes the left-handed person becomes ambidextrous which makes them predisposed to develop a spiritual balance that other people don't have by being forced to write with their right hand to use their left brain. So you forcing the synchronization between abstract um, information and linear logic, right? And now they be finding the balance in the two. And if they take all spiritual concepts, they able to intellectualize them and artistically understand them at the same time. And that right there allows them to be able to generally go further than other people in the same field. Okay, I want to do some more Q&As, but it's not letting me access nobody on it's not letting me access nobody on on this video. So I'm gonna end this. I got about oh yeah. So I got about another hour worth of power on here. So I'm gonna end this here, then I'm gonna reboot back up for the part two. All right. So if y'all want to watch the part two, I'm about to reboot back up. But that's so other people can come on. And if I didn't answer your question in the question box, just re-ask it and we'll try to get it in the next one. Welcome to part two, Chiefing with the Chief. And I got a first responder in here, Moni G. You the next contestant on Chiefing with the Chief. Come on in, come on in. Let's get it popping. California in the building. California. And the G didn't come up. Let's see the next one. Ari Berry 94. That look like that's my girl. All right, now I sent you the request, and you the next one up on Chiefing with the Chief.
Hey, Uncle Rod.
What's going on, sweetie? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, I'm good. What's going on with you?
Honestly, right now I was in the middle of cooking, so I'm trying to get that like situated.
Okay,
Um,
so what you want to talk about today?
so today, I really just had like questions about kind of like I guess it could be like the ancestral realm or whatever. But most of my questions was like when you was talking to the one lady earlier about like when she has contact with her relatives that have passed on, um like how like that disincarnate like being, you can't always see them but like you can kind of see that they're there and
Mm-hmm.
stuff, like with your mind's eye. So like boom, when I was, I don't know even how old I was, but I was like a really young kid, um and I had like this instance where like I seen this like big like dark like figure in like my hallway, because I used to sleep in the bed with my mom when it was just like me and her before my siblings and stuff. So like at night she used to put like on like movies and stuff for me to like fall asleep to. But I don't know, I've always been like a night owl, so like I always would just stay up like after she would go to sleep and I would just be up. So this one particular night I just like looked over into the hallway and that's when like I seen like the figure, and it didn't do anything or like say anything, but as a kid I had to be like 3 or 4, because I remember just thinking as a kid like when I seen it like oh snap, that's my dad, because that's what it looked like the shape and everything. It looked like my dad, so I was just like, oh snap, like I'm supposed to be asleep, and I remember like I just laid down, but whatever, like time went on, and then as I got a little bit older, I never had like my grandfathers around, but I always would ask about them, and I learned that like my dad's dad had transitioned very early. I think my dad was like 3 or 4 when he passed. So like when they were telling me, and I was like a little bit older than that instance had happened, but I was still kind of young. And I remember when they told me, and like they were showing me pictures of him, like the first thing that like came into my mind was like,
They show you pictures of.
of my grandfather.
Okay.
And my grandfather literally looks like my dad's like twin. Like it's so crazy, but they literally look like twins. So like when they were showing me like pictures of him, I'm like, oh snap, like that looks like what I seen in the hallway. But like I never told anybody that. Like I've never told really anybody about that, because like I've talked to you before, like about my family. Like they don't really play that type of stuff. They gonna pray it out of you. So like I always like will kind of keep stuff like that to myself. And as I got older, I feel like I've just kind of like almost done it to myself, but I've kind of lost the ability kind of like to see stuff like that, but I always still can feel it. So like even like in my adult life, like I live by myself now, but like once I moved by myself, like when I first started living here, like I used to like, I don't know, like I could just feel that like there was another presence, and I would have stuff like that as a kid happen. When I would tell like my mom or tell
And you
like
think
people
it's
I knew,
gone now?
it's not really gone, but the ability to see it, I guess. Like, cause as a kid, when I would like tell them like it's something in the room with me, like to me, I could like see it, and it felt like there really was like another like person or something there. And they would just like, as a kid, like it's just the dark, or like you're just whatever. So like they would just tell me like to, say your prayers, all that type of stuff. So like I feel like as I got older, I just tried to like rationalize it more. But there would still be like just random instances, even in my adult life now, where I'm like, I can't rationalize like the feeling that I have. And then like it made me think of what you were telling the lady, that like we can't always see it with our like eyes in the 3D, but your mind's eye can still see it.
Yeah.
So like I guess my question was more so like, with the being that I feel like is my grandfather, what do you think is like the advice if you feel like the energy isn't like good, or like isn't like neutral? Like, because I guess to preface that, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. But to preface that, the only other person I've told about like that instance with that figure was this girl that had given me a reading. She was like a family friend, and this was a few years ago, but I remember like telling her that, and I just asked her like, what you like, what is that? And like I don't know, her reaction kind of had scared me a little bit, but
Okay. Okay.
she
Okay. Slow down. Slow down. Now you're trying to be all over the place. Come,
I'm
bring it back.
sorry.
Bring it back. Bring it back. I don't care about your friend. Go back to the question that you was finna tell me that your friend took you off of.
Okay, well I guess the question really is like, how do you know if like you can't see these things? How do you know like if they're good or bad, and like what to do about that?
Okay.
Like,
First of all, the only thing bad is what you say is bad. First, if it's your grandfather, he ain't come to do nothing but look out for you.
right,
9 out of 10. The only thing that you got to worry about of him watching over you is what was his vices, because those are your weaknesses. Other than that, and then as soon as you conquer those weaknesses, you clean up his karma because you didn't live it out. You conquer his demons for him. But other than that, it ain't no demon with no horns coming out the ground. Demons. The
right,
demons is those things that's negative energy that somebody in your family couldn't conquer. So they passed it down for one of the descendants to conquer. That's the demon. The daemon. It's a thought form that needs to be slain. It's an egregore in the family's collective consciousness that somebody in this life has to tap in to be influenced by that elder ancestor but they have to be strong enough not to fall for their shenanigans. And the only place you can find that strength is in pure love. That means ain't no judgment left. Damn, my uncle was a rotten motherfucker, but that was my uncle. And I ain't gonna do the shit that he did and made him rotten either. Right? So the understanding the faculty of the ability to see them and communicate with them is determined by how well you understand it. Because you can't control what you don't understand,
Right.
right? The more you can understand it, the more control you have. The more control you have, the more access, right? You might give your child a trust fund, but we say, here, first we're going to give you $20,000 when you turn 20 to see how you can handle money. Then if you handle that well, that's going to unlock at 21 another $500,000, right? He's graduating through the understanding of the money that he didn't understand before he started using it. It's the same with the faculties of the higher senses. And it's the tools that we given to break generational curses. Study yourself and you'll answer all of the secrets of the universe for you. Because you're the secret of the universe that you keep a secret from yourself. So whatever psychic ability you have, the more you are aware that you have it, the more you'll see it. The more you use it, the more you develop the talent, the skill. And because you've used it so many past lives, once you get it, you got it. They can't take it away. And it won't stop. Because once this, like Dick Gregory say, once the universe put these glasses on you, ain't no taking them mofos
Taking
off.
them off.
Yeah. Focus the mind. Practice your whole thought process being reduced to one statement or question or sentence. You're thinking in the whole book at one time. So when you try to get a clear thought across, you're reading the whole book at the same time, all the pages. You got to learn to read one page at a time so that your communication is clearer. And it's unlocking the superpower. That's the tool. So it's the training of the mind on how to use the mind that gives you more control of the mind. The more you have control of the mind, the easier and clearer you can communicate with spirit. Once you can clearly communicate with the spirit, you become a translator for the ones who can't. And a coach, once you understand it at a high enough level, a coach for you to for help other people tap into the skill set by telling them what I just told you. You don't know that you psychic until you know you psychic.
Right.
And then as soon as you realize you psychic, you say, I knew that.
Yeah.
Right? It's
Yeah.
like some people have to learn how to dribble a basketball. But some people is born with the dexterity. If they see somebody dribbling the ball, now they know how to dribble the ball. They seen it one time. That's rare. But it's there, right? And because they use the faculty in past lives. So in this life, anything that requires that faculty comes with ease. You just have to train the man. It's not really training the man because the psycho mom gonna do what it want to do. It's just that you have to learn what it's doing in order to focus it. And the only way to do that is for you to write your own codex. It's your tool to translate what spirits say. in terms you understand, because now you can give an expression to the feeling. Got it?
I got
Wanna be starting something. Got to be
it.
starting something.
That's so funny too because oh my gosh, my grandma always used to like that was her husband, the one that had passed away, and like she always used to say like me and my brothers be reminding her of him because like I really used to love like Michael Jackson so bad when I was a kid, but like we always just be like singing and dancing and stuff, and she'd be saying like that's literally like how he was, like he was just like a really sweet, like happy, like kind man. So that's funny.
They've been loving our hair textures in here. We've been getting 90 to love all through the camera.
I was about to say people always like give me compliments and stuff on my hair, and like I don't know, I guess because it's my hair, like I just
That's
be
the
like
first thing
yeah,
I said to you first time we talked. I like your hair. I
yeah.
like your afro. Black girl magic on deck.
What you be saying? I put that shit on everything.
Yeah, black girl magic. I put that shit on everything. Yeah. Okay, sweetie, I'm gonna let somebody else come up now, okay?
All right, Uncle Rob, be safe.
All right, sweetie. Chief, why not the God? This one gonna be hard, y'all, because we be having conversations sometime, and before we know it, a whole hour be done past, and I don't even know if we got a whole hour.
Yo, peace to the God. What
What's
up?
going on, my brother? What's going on?
And peace and polygamy, man. It's always a joy, man. I appreciate the energy, God.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Hey,
so man, shit. And I was just finna flame up too. It's only right, man. I take a chief with the chief, man. Shout out to the chiefs, man, in the building. Peace to the gods, man. I definitely need a peer review from you, bro. I got a few things I wanna a few questions. And hopefully, we don't take up too much time because you know how we
yeah,
go, Rod.
I know. That's why I be hesitant sometimes to bring you up because I be trying to help many people, but I know how we do.
For sure, for sure. All right, so look, let's get to it. Um, I need a peer review from you from this lesson I did, on interdimensional beings. But I'll rather you just do the peer review last. And let's get to the questions though. So first question on time travel. So we know scientists can travel forward in time. Now, do you know if we can travel back in time? And if we can, how does that work?
The traveling back in time is easier than traveling forward. Traveling because you got something called memory that ties to collective memory. We call collective memory Akashic records because the name of the original organizing librarian of the Akashic records was the goddess Akasha. But all it is the access codes to the collective memory to see what happened in the past. You can remote view the past. And if you know enough of the past, you can see exactly what's going to materialize as it unfolds in the future. Because the future is the mirror of the past. Now that
Right.
we break in the cycle, we at the point where we can change the past and make a new future or become victimized by the past and doomed to repeat it.
Right, for sure. So definitely, I should have been more specific. So we knowing that the future and the past is merely just a thought. If I ask you what you do yesterday, we'll have to think. If I ask you what you're doing tomorrow, we will have to think. So the future and the past is merely just a thought. But however, like on a time travel forward into the future, like if you leave Earth at light speed and come back, you're gonna be
Now you're
younger than
talking
everybody on the
moving
planet.
three dimensional reality from past to future.
Right. So
That's what you're describing, right?
hold
Like
on,
your
say it
physical
again.
body right now, get into a craft, fly to the past, fly to the future.
Exactly.
Right. So every time when you walk to the store, Every time you take a step, you step one step into the future.
Mm-hmm. What about the past?
You still got one foot in the past until you move that foot to the future.
Okay. All right.
They
Okay.
call
That,
that
that
the
there
steps
you
of
go
the
right there.
grand man.
Mm,
It's the perpetual now masquerading as past and future because
mm-hmm.
none of it really exists. The paradigm of three-dimensional time travel is predicated upon the reality that you time traveling in real time,
Right. Time is an
right?
illusion, though, right?
Right. All it
Okay.
is a focal point. The focal point is required in order for three-dimensional reality to give us three-dimensional reality. When you
Okay.
step into the fourth dimension, there's no such thing as time. Everything is instantaneous now.
Mm,
But people can't grasp the mental ability of the difference because we are limited in the 3D to thinking three-dimensionally.
facts.
So when we try to explain what it's like being fourth, fifth dimensional minded, living in those realities, the only reference point you have is three-dimensional reality.
Right. Okay. For sure. Because we
Right?
can't perceive reality in higher dimensions.
You can perceive it, you can experience it, right? But as long as you using three dimensions as your frame of reference,
Logically. Okay.
it's still gonna look like you in the three dimensions.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Earth is going
Gotcha.
into the fifth dimension, flipping out of the infinity loop, right? And going to the fifth dimension, the age of knowing, um, you are still going to have three-dimensional reality because three-dimensional reality is the backdrop by which the higher realms play out on. It's like
Mm, okay.
they projecting three-dimensional reality. But to us, they watching a movie, right? But to us, we the characters in the movie, we reeled in the mofo.
Mm-hmm.
But to them, we just
Right.
projections on the screen,
Right. Right. Okay. Yeah, that's
right?
deep.
That's now you have to have one dimensional base in order for three dimensions to work. Then you need a cross section, a mobile cross section that's scanning left to right. Then you
Well, that
need a
mo
fixed
that
position projection. The fixed
that mo
projection.
that cross position would be like, would you consider that as a tesseract? Because we know that to go into higher dimensions, a
Hold on, I'm about to
tesseract
tell you
must
what
be
it is.
added.
Hold on, I'm about to tell you what I'm talking about.
Okay.
So now, once you have the left-right variable covered, you need the fixed position point as a light source to illuminate everything that's being seen.
Mm,
It's called a hologram projector
mm-hmm.
in three dimensions. But
Right.
outside of the three dimensions, it is the three dimensions is what's making the hologram stand out based on the one-dimensional base.
Right.
This is why
Okay.
they keep saying that the earth is flat, because they're looking at the three-dimensional world from a fourth dimensional mind. In the mind, in the fourth dimension, the earth is an infinite plane.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're seeing it mentally, spiritually, you don't know how to explain to people that everybody is right. It's not only is it a flat earth in the fourth dimension, it's an infinite plane. But in the
Right.
three dimension, it's a torsion field that gives the illusion of a globe
Mm.
in the
Kind of like,
projection and the accumulation of the energy, right?
right, kind of
And
like in
everybody's,
quantum mechanics when they got superposition, when everything can exist in multiple states simultaneously. Until we observe it, then we collapse away, function into a single state. Kind of
Yes.
like that, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Super.
So when they see in this fourth dimension, they see it in its wave form. But when it
Mm,
collapses to three dimension, it becomes the torsion field that's collapsing into the particle.
right. Okay. So look, before we get too deep, and I know we on time. Man, I wanted to get I wanted to get your perspective on deja vu, and sigils as well. But I really want you to peer review this lesson I just did on interdimensional beings. Now, real quick, just a brief on the lesson. Um, Starting off with the living and the dead is in the same space, but separated by dimension. And you was explaining something about to old girl that just left off your panel, about the daemon. You brought it up, which goes into, you feel me, the lesson. So basically explaining interdimensional beings don't come from outer space. They come from this space, another dimension. So the daemon is
Thought form.
constellations up above, and as
It's a
above,
thought
so
form.
below.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
It's a thought form, right? It's a persistent thought form, an egregore. It's an agreed upon aberration that has to be corrected. That's the daemon. It's like you brought up sigils. A sigil is like writing an app, a spiritual app to operate from while you going about your day-to-day life, right?
Okay.
So sigil magic, it can be so powerful because of the way that you put it together. It's your own personal inner dialogue with your own
Yep.
spiritual self.
That's
And
what
you
chaos
can,
magic is. Chaos magic.
yeah, well, chaos magic is the magic that works to perform the function we using that. If it don't work, we can't use it. That's the principle of chaos magic.
Mm.
All magic applies because all magic is applicable. It's chaotic because there's so many different fields of thought to choose
Right.
from. The
You take your
difficulty
own
come
individual
in,
approach to it, though.
right? This is what they
Okay.
call the middle pillar exercise. Is Israel regarding Golden Dawn, right?
Okay. So would you have any pushback when I say interdimensional beings are demons? And when I say a demon, the angel and the demon is one and the same, both of them being a daemon. And a daemon ain't necessarily an evil thing. So
So,
the
so
crux of the lesson was interdimensional beings are not extraterrestrials. They're the daemon. Would you have pushback on that, bro? And if
me,
so, let me know why I'm in error.
okay. So again, a daemon is a thought form, an egregore, an agreed upon malady, and as long as you use it, it's gonna be there. It doesn't have a physical incarnation, but people with a physical incarnation can use it the same way they can use a sigil,
Hmm.
right?
So is an
That's what,
interdimensional being a thought
no,
form?
it's, no.
Okay.
Interdimensional being is you because you're able to live in the 3D. That's one dimension. You think in the 4D. That's fourth
Mm,
dimension. You spiritually develop in the 5D. That's fifth dimension. You are multi-dimensional now,
mm-hmm. Okay.
right? So you walking around, you don't even know the dimensions you accessing because you so concentrated on the third. All of your mental faculties is blocking your spiritual senses, what we call psychic abilities. As an airbender, it's the air.
Mm-hmm.
The demon is the air for you because
Mm,
you can use it,
mm.
using the power of your will, your mind, and your own inner energy,
Mm-hmm.
right? You can
That's deep
project
right
your
there.
energy out to affect the air. You be controlling the air the same as you control the demon,
Mm-hmm.
right?
That's
And
deep right there, man. That's
until
deep. How?
somebody define the demon, he doesn't exist.
Mm.
Now that's different from devil. Devil literally means adversary, opponent, enemy. Anybody can be your devil if they against your highest good,
Mm,
right? And that don't make them a bad person. They just the devil for you.
right.
It's that girl when you was in high school you swore you was in love with, and your mama kept telling you, boy, you ain't in love. You pussy whoop,
Hmm. Your mama
right?
was your demon at that time.
Right. But she was being used for your highest good. So she wouldn't have been your demon. She would have been your angelic.
Okay, your angel for sure. But look, I was saying like you would see an angel and a demon is one that's in the same, both being the daemon, meaning the daemon is an entity that's assigned to a person's soul at birth, and it can always be identified by a particular cluster of stars, the constellations. Now, depending on if the daemon
That's
is in
not
the
a
northern
demon.
hemisphere or the southern hemisphere, would determine if it's an angel or a demon.
No, no,
So,
no, no.
but we might see an angel. People may view an angel as, you feel me, punishing a man, and they say, "Yo, that demon attacking that man," and you might see an angel. I mean, a demon giving a man everything he desire, and we say that's that man angel because it's one and the same, right?
Perception.
For sure,
Per-
for sure.
Perception.
Hey, I'll
Perception
go ahead.
dominates the interpretation of how the mind perceives a thing. Everybody not supposed to see everything the same way, or else we all be fucking confused.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have no pushback paradigm in which to analyze what we're talking about. The problem that we run into most of the time is the definition and the origins of words and original meanings
Mm-hmm.
versus the rhetoric attached to the word in interpretation in modern times when the word is not a modern word,
Right.
right? And it's
But
not,
and we get caught
it's
up on single words, not and missing the point. If I understand the point you was making, I ain't even finna try to debate you on what this word mean. I understand the point. So that's what
right.
communication skills come at, and social and emotional intelligence.
Yeah, that's at an all-time low in our society.
For sure, for
Emotional
sure. Hey, so
intelligence, everybody emotional intelligence is 6 years old. The
mm,
intellectual development is 6 years old because the
mm,
start of elementary is when this arrested development is initiated. Kindergarten is 5, preparation for what? The brainwashing to decompress you. What they call that in the Alcoholics Anonymous? That they have to detox you
mm,
from critical thinking and practical problem solving and abstract analysis. So they try to control it by teaching you linear left brain logic. And instead of giving you the ability to critically think, they give you the tools to misanalyze the world around you so that they can have control because they understand what you don't, right?
mm-hmm,
So when we go back to the definitions of what a word means, and then we get to see the dogma attached to the word over time, that's why etymology is important. So as we see the dogma attached, then we get to see how we refine our thought process of what we're looking at. All it
mm,
is just tightening up your telescope,
mm. Yeah, that's
zooming in
deep,
your
man.
lens.
Well, shit, we got time for one more, or shit. I know you probably got a lot full of people trying to come up.
Yeah, it's a few. Yeah, it's got. Yeah, let me take somebody else because me and you be on here. You know how we
Man,
do.
hey,
We
for
got a
sure.
history of it.
You already know, man. Much love. I appreciate the energy, bro. Peace to the
All right,
gods, yo.
peace to the gods.
You know it, for sure.
High priestess, come on up. Chiefing with the chief.
Greetings, Rod. How you doing?
Hey, what's going on? What you want to talk about?
So I was trying to like tag like comment on here where it was saying, dementia, when he was saying time traveling, I call it Alzheimer's. You know how you was just saying something about the definition? Once you put the word or connect whichever word with whatever, I was like, okay, so dimension with dementia. You know how you got people with dementia. Then you got people who they wake up thinking they're in the 1960s, but in reality in 2025, but that's called, Alzheimer's because they're traveling in between. That's how I put stuff together in perspective, especially when it comes to amnesia. When when I have seizures, I have what they call a relapse of amnesia. Okay, I'm in Miami, and for me, I'm like, okay, it's 10, but in reality, I'm in 2025. But my brain is saying right now I have traveled back to 2020, 2009 or whatever the case may be. You feel what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So when you're saying these things, that's how I connect it because I'm like, okay, I'm experiencing this. Not only that, you already know I'm a seer. You see what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And this is how I'm able to predict some of the things that I predict and why the things come to pass because I'm able to somehow do that relapse that happens to me in my seizures or whatever this is that they call seizures, which I'm still trying to get that name, which I wanted to ask you that.
To
What
seize,
is the
so the word seizure comes from the root word seize, which means to capture something.
Mhm,
And what it's referring to in the brain when you having a seizure, you having a rapid firing and misfiring of neurons,
mhm,
which causes an electromagnetic response in your central nervous system.
mhm.
And when it does this, you have a control center at the base of the brain. When it starts misfiring, it shuts off all of your um, regular functions an attempt to protect your central nervous system from overload, right? While that's happening, you don't have any control now. So the neurons firing is sending electrical currents at an erratic rate throughout your central nervous system, causing your body to, as they say, seize up, to,
Mhm.
right? So you have what they call petit mal and grand mal. Petit mal can be so mild as to go through a mild hallucination like experience. But a
Mhm.
grand mal, you flopping around like a fish choking on your tongue,
That's right.
right? So
Mhm,
the difference is the amount of current that's being shot through your system at one
yes,
time. The stroke is very similar, but is normally preempted by a rupture in the blood vessel in the brain or an
mhm.
exploding neuron, which
Okay,
happens from overload.
so explain this. They saying that like right now, recently when I had my seizure, they saying that somehow the seizure stopped the stroke. What does that mean?
So the stroke is the shutting down of the neurons. The
Okay.
seizure is the acceleration of the neurons.
Mhm.
So the seizure kept the ones that was starting to turn off, stroke out, overcharged them like jumping the dead battery
Yes.
to
Yes.
override the symptoms of the stroke. So the stroke
Yeah.
never takes place.
Exactly. Because it didn't take place. I kind of got a tap of it, but it was not enough once the seizures tapped in. But this happens to me every time I have a seizure. I wake up, but I'm not in 2025. I'm in a whole different year. And
Right.
that's every time. Every time I have a seizure, like if I have a seizure today, okay, now I'm waking up to 1999. Next time I have a seizure, I'm waking. So I'm thinking, okay, is my body time traveling or doing something in the midst of that? Because why?
So
Or is
look
it
at it like
something
this.
showing me something? Yeah.
So look at your timeline as a roll of film.
Yes.
When you have a seizure, the roll of
Hmm.
film get erratic.
Yes.
So when you reset the film, it might not be on the same place you at.
Yes.
So because the film is digital, you can eventually you'll jump back to the right timeline. But it's just the focus of your attention and concentration that's locked in on the prior timeline. But when you start looking around and realizing that the timeline has already passed, you can come
Yes.
back to the current timeline.
And that's what happens every time. Every time, like in the way that happens with me, I go to sleep. You know how after you have a seizure, they say it makes you exhausted. So I go
Mhm.
to sleep, then I somehow everything regroups itself back to its original form, and then I wake up back on 2025. That's what happens.
It's
They
like it's
they said.
it's like turning the computer off, turning it back on.
Yeah, so that's and now the last time, the first one that I had before this last one, I stayed with non-memory or going back and forth, trying to understand, okay, where am I? What was going on? What's this? What's that? But that lasted 3 days. I couldn't come back for some reason, and the reason why I felt like I couldn't come back because I needed to see something at the time that I must have not saw then in those years or whatever, and then bring it back.
Okay,
That's
so
that's what I feel.
you being a seer, because you already then posted 1,000 prophecies that came true already.
That's
So
right.
we know you're a seer. So what's going on in the psyche of the seer, right?
Yeah. Yes.
In order for you to tell the future, you need something to give you a description that's already there, a frame of reference.
Hmm.
When you put yourself in that situation where you get locked back in the prior timeline, you going through all of your five senses of what you was going through then, and then you using that as the comparison to the current energy you feeling, so you can translate it and put it into a prophetic descriptive analysis for 3D
Sure.
people to perceive.
That's right.
So you becoming the translator, and you using your vessel as a jumper ship
That's it.
of energy, where you can
That's
flip
right.
back and forth from back then to tell them the energy you read now, and based on how you feel about what you perceiving, then this is what normally it means. This is how I'm translating it so y'all can understand what I'm sensing.
That's right. That's right.
Right? Once you tell them what you sensing, it comes out in the words, because now you translating your spiritual message into the written word in the 3D realm. By putting it in the two dimension, you give it a backdrop for other people to use as a frame of reference.
And then that's where that scripture comes in, not going religious here, where it says, and then the word becomes flesh, where when I speak this stuff, then it becomes reality.
Yeah.
The prophecy
But
becomes its
it was gonna
reality.
happen anyway. You a
Hmm.
warner,
Yes,
right? So you gotta warn people about what to prepare for. But you need the energy already there. That's what you read. The
that's
energy
right.
comes before the event.
Hmm. Hmm.
The time that you tell it in the time of the event is called turnaround time.
Yes,
You experience the energy before we physically see the event.
yes.
So now you having to experience the future in the present, you time travel. But now you have to go back to the past to get you a codex so you
Hmm.
can put it in words for other people to understand. So
Hmm.
your system sees up and override, knock you back into 2010.
That's right, 'cause that's what it does all the time. It just knocks me. Now I'm coming
Now,
back and I'm
when,
coming stronger with my visions and I'm seeing this stuff like in
yeah,
real time.
okay,
Like
now,
right now, the
when you go
plague.
back to 2020, 2010, you already lived through that time period.
Yes,
But while you there, you remembering all of the sensations that you felt and you looking at all of the events that happened during the general time frame.
yes,
Now you can come back to 2025 and type it out on Facebook as a warning. This is what this means. So you're using your past to translate what you are perceiving is about to manifest in the 3D in the future.
that's right.
That's actual time travel in real time.
Yes. So that's what I was trying to understand because when you were explaining that to the brother, I was like, okay, well then this is what this mean here with the dad. So I'm like, yeah, I gotta get him to express this one for me, because I'm seeing and it's like it's got stronger, it's got more powerful. Like the plagues, I've been warning people, hey, gather some water,
Yeah.
do this, do that. You know what I'm
Look,
saying? And now
you
they're
warned us.
talking about plagues.
Listen, you warned us about all these floods, these
Yes.
volcanoes, these
Mm-hmm.
earthquakes, these
Yes.
floods. Um, you warned us about all that stuff before it happened. In a
Train
reasonable amount
derailment.
of yeah, in a reasonable enough amount of time to know that that shit is tied together. I mean, you actually see what the fuck you see.
Yes. Yeah, and then that people has tried me because they're like, well, she can only predict, like she's only earthly rooted. But then I had to go ahead and show them, okay, well, it's not just natural disasters. I see train derailments and boom, that happened. Bridges dropping, all type earthquakes and stuff like that, back to back. Like right now, I spoke about plagues, plaguey waters. It's flesh-eating bacteria right here in Florida. There was a person that just got bit by some type of bug out in some lake in Lake Tahoe, and it's a plague. This is stuff that I'm talking about in real time and it's just happening. You know what I'm saying? So, but I had to get a little bit more knowledge or understanding as to these seizures and why, because I'm like, okay, what does this mean? And I needed that clarification. So I give you thanks. I know you got other people that want to get on here, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But, much love. Mary is asleep. If not, she would have been in here looking for her
Oh, I
uncle.
already know.
You know what I'm saying? But listen, it is what it is. I'm still
Hey,
gonna keep doing what I
put
do.
put your page in the comments so I can pin it because
Uh,
people want to check out your page.
sacred.
Just type it in the comments. I'm gonna pin it.
Okay. One of my brothers on here that follows me, he put it already on there. Wait.
Evolve Family Truth.
Uh-huh. He put it on there already for me.
Okay, I just pinned it.
But
But
yeah, yeah, so that's what's going on, you know what I'm saying? But to everybody, whoever's listening, just be careful with the waters right now. It's not the best thing to be out there right now in this water, especially with these hurricanes and stuff, But I am High Priestess Christina Vargas. I'm a seer. Rodhayes is my brother, you know what I'm saying? And I do what I do, for the love of the people, but to, be a part of this whatever it is the spirit got me going doing out here, you feel me? But I love y'all. Y'all take care and Godspeed. Love you, bro.
okay, sweetie. I'll talk to you later.
All right, thank you. All right, bye-bye.
Sauce V Tone. Come on up, my brother. Let's see what you want to talk about. Chiefing with the chief. While the chief be chiefing. Yo, peace, comrade.
What's up, brother? My name Tone. Nah, I had a crazy experience when I was
What's
a
wrong with your
child.
camera?
Nothing wrong with my camera. I just look crazy right now, folks. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You look at me.
Hold on, let me.
Come on, look crazy. It's my Rod the Madman character.
Hold on. My foot. You can see me right now?
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah. Um. I
I
remember
love
when
it,
I
my
was a.
man. I love
I remember
it.
when I was a shorty. I was a kid. I was in Dominican Republic. I can hear you. Um. Yeah. So when I was a kid, my grandma had pointed out uh a black butterfly, and I was like, and I was the only one that noticed it inside the house, and she was like, somebody's gonna die. And then when that person had passed away, everybody went to that house, and there was like some type of funeral thing going on. I walked in through the wrong room. I mean, through the wrong door, and then they were saying that they was casting like some type of spell out this woman.
You mean say it again?
Right? So like when I walked through that door, I had felt like a crazy energy, but I had like skipped it off because I was young. I just went back home and I was like, that shit about nothing. And then like now that I got older and shit, and I started like doing my insight on certain things, I felt like that became the reason why I was the black sheep in my family, because everybody in my family believes in God and all that. And it's like part of Dominican tradition and stuff. But I got a lot of questions. Like,
Okay, let's start with the questions. What's the first question?
because it's like repeating itself. I don't understand why.
You said you had some questions. I
My
said let's
question
start with.
is, what was the point of me seeing that black butterfly? Because I heard about the black butterfly death and all that stuff.
So listen, you got different cultural phenomena surrounding the butterfly. The butterfly is the quintessential symbol for transformation. The When the auntie or grandma predicted the death, it's because when she seen the butterfly, she got a feeling.
Mm.
The transformation was coming in the form of somebody's physical transition from 3D to higher realms, right? Because when you're not in the three-dimensional body, you're in the higher realms, right? So she got a feeling that told her it was the death of a person, but she could have very well seen the black butterfly, the same black butterfly. Had it elicited another feeling, she would have interpreted a different transformation of something.
Mm.
But she matched it with the feeling. It wasn't the butterfly alone. Because in all cultures, the butterfly is the metamorphosis from the caterpillar to the butterfly is the great transformation of the soul.
Okay. Yeah, that was my question, Chief. Thank you. I'm not gonna take up all your time. I'm gonna let you do your thing. All right. I
All
appreciate
right.
it.
Yes, yes. Chief Thing 999. You next up on Chiefing with the Chief. Come on through. Hey, you must fall asleep watching. Yeah, we don't want to watch nobody sleep. Got the big chief coming through. Next contestant on Chiefing with the Chief. Peace, my
Peace,
brother.
my brother. Raw peace.
What's going on with you?
It's going good. I'm talking to you again, finally. What's
Oh,
up, Chief?
yeah.
Hey, I've been going through it, but hey, I'm chilling.
For
Hey,
sure.
how?
For sure.
What's
What's
up?
on your mind today? Welcome to Chiefing with the Chief.
What's up with the tree of life? The tree of life that's going on with the world, like and the symbolic of symbology of the cabal, like the tree of life. What's going on with it?
What you mean? What's going on with it?
Like the end,
It's
like how they
life.
said it. Yeah, it's life, and ain't it right? Yeah, yeah.
Look.
Like how.
Excuse me. Woo.
That's it.
Now that's Chiefing.
Yeah, that's cheaping. That's cheaping right there. You
Okay,
smoking
so
the
look.
one. The ones I stopped smoking, I finally put it down. I got only a little tobacco, but I stopped smoking. I did better. I've been clean for 6 months now.
Okay. So look. Everything you see around you has what's called a sphere of understanding.
Mm-hmm.
You can only assimilate the part of the sphere you can understand. So when you're looking at everything playing out, unified field theory, all things are connected throughout the universe. So if all
Mm-hmm.
things is connected and you draw the parallel from the tree of life to the rollout of life happening, shows you the reflection one of the other. You get it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get it.
So when you looking at what's playing out in the world as part of the tree of life, then you saying you perceive it deeper than regular people.
Mm-hmm. Receive it definitely deeper. I get it's more in tune because the it's tatted on me. Shit, it's deep. It's deeply in tune.
Hmm.
Definitely. How about the rollout that they doing in Chicago now? They doing in Chicago now with the police.
Well, you gotta remember, we can't get rid of the police without the National Guard coming out first. Because
Right.
we socially train like wild animals, that police need to be in the neighborhood. The
I'm
police
on a lot.
haven't been the police haven't saturated the neighborhoods the way they are now in the history of policing.
Mm-hmm.
The more police they get, the higher the crime rate. Let that sink in.
Mm. That's wow. Wow.
Every time they make a new law, they hire 1,000 police. They got to use the law to make criminals in order to make an excuse to make people slaves. We socially conditioned, so we don't see broader concepts, because if we was taught to see broader concepts, it would break the social conditioning. And this is why you see a lot of us now, regular people that didn't fit in the box, coming out talking about broader concepts, deeper ways of looking into things, simplified for the people who didn't have the opportunity to do the investigation. And then because you can explain it in simplified terms, they can grasp the concept better, which allows them to open their mind, and then they become inquisitive to add to their conscious understanding everything they understand subconsciously.
Okay, yeah, I understand that. Yes, sir. I don't have too much questions for you tonight. I just hopping on here. Just I love chiefing with the chief. You know how I get.
For
I
sure,
ain't
for sure.
smoking a minute, but I still love checking in with you, folks.
For sure, man. We chop it up again.
Oh, for sure.
All right, I'm gonna let somebody else up.
Part one.
You want- Let's that 59. Miss Green. Next contestant, chiefing with the chief. Give you a couple more seconds to log on, then I'm gonna go to the next person. Miss Katrina Presley, step right on up with chiefing with the chief. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Oh, you know me.
So
Just
good,
chiefing.
so good to see you. Let me turn this.
Welcome to chiefing with the chief. How can we help you today?
Well, I have a couple of questions.
Okay.
I can't tell you. I don't know what's going on with me, but let's see so you can see me. I got too many lights on in the kitchen. All right, Rod. You know, I'm a property manager. I'm in real estate, right? You know that about me.
Mm-hmm.
So I see people every day, and we having a little troubles right now with people paying their rent. Anyway, a fella came in. And people come see me all the time, but this fella came in, and I promise you, I saw his whole life in front of me. Now I've been able to do this since I was 9 years old, but I shut my mouth. I don't say anything because Mama tell you, you being grown, and because I'll ask questions. It slipped the other day. I told this man about himself when he came in talking about he couldn't pay his rent. And then when I gave him a hug, I felt his heart. His heartbeat stayed on me for about 2 minutes. I had to go sage in my office. I felt his heartbeat. But what I saw was when he was about 7 or 8 years old, something real traumatic happened to him. It about scared me. He was like, there ain't no way you should have known that. And then when I told him I had seen this little girl, I had to excuse my assistant manager out of the office and I said, listen, I am not a witch, but I am a witch. But I couldn't tell him I'm a witch. I'm over here working for these folks, trying to take care of these people. But I promise you, if I get too close to them now, I just tell them. I can't keep my mouth shut no more. I cannot keep my mouth shut. I think it's about time for me to come on home.
Sometimes you ain't supposed to keep your mouth shut, but you're supposed to know when you need to STFU. It's a time for both.
Yeah,
In the face of injustice, don't shut up. But if
yeah,
the justice delivers some gloom and doom, it ain't necessary.
yeah,
Unless you can add some kind of probative value to it, like a healing return based on it.
Well, at the end of that conversation, it was for me to tell him to stay and not go back to Virginia because he wouldn't make it if he would have left. He had open heart surgery. He had a tooth pull, and it had infection, and he ended up he thought he had the flu, but it was actually where they pulled his tooth. He had a gold tooth, and
Hmm.
pulled it and put in, I guess they were putting a crown in. I'm not sure exactly what he was
Yeah,
explaining.
a lot of elders die from tooth infections.
Yeah, so he had to have his aorta emergency surgery on that due to having his tooth pulled. But yeah, I have learned, and I guess I'm just getting older now, where these kids come in my office, and that's another question I have for you. My warrior spirit, and that's what I was in my former life. I actually rode horses. I was shot off a horse, probably in the 1800s or so. But I remember it just as well. I got shot in my right shoulder and I came off the horse. But I am a warrior princess. And there's times when that warrior spirit comes up in me and
Okay,
versus my heart chakra, you know what I mean?
right.
It's
But
like,
there's so the warrior spirit has levels.
mm,
It's the same as in the military. The lowest level is the soldier to just follow the instructions.
mm-hmm,
But the highest level is the general that's in the war room developing the strategy,
mm-hmm.
right? Don't make either one of them less of a warrior. They just at different levels. Above the soldier, you got the sergeant, then the captain, then a lieutenant, then you got the general,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's a trickle down because everybody don't make it to the top.
I never rode horses though with a troop. It was almost like they sent me out on missions.
That's totally possible, right? But we're talking about the warrior spirit. If you
Mm,
know what to do with it, you can always use it to your greatest advantage. The goal is don't stay the soldier to the spirit, become its general so that you can willingly use it for the benefit of the most. When you have those flashback memories, it's letting you know what you made of.
mm-hmm.
Now you need to know what is the greatest use for it. Don't be the soldier to it, be the general.
Yeah, and
And
most
carry
of that,
yourself like the general.
yeah, that because I'm totally able to keep my soldier self intact. It's when I
But
start
it's
going,
not just keeping it under control. It's the strategy and the development of strategy in the war room. It's the understanding of seeing the entirety of the battlefield, right, from a remote location in order to map out the proper course to victory.
mm,
The victory in your life don't look like my victory in my life.
mm-hmm.
And only you are the general with the warrior spirit to fight for the victory is yours. You have to structure that by becoming the general so you can control it and it won't control you. And you can capitalize off all of the benefits that come along with the gift.
So it's like a double-edged sword for me because I can see people, right? And I know the ones that need to be slayed. So that's when I have to either have to decide who I'm going to be in this battle if I'm being called up to the battle. And a lot of times the battle doesn't have anything to do with me. It's somebody else.
Okay,
You
now,
know,
as a general, that part of the battle that's taking place, what consequence do it have to the outcome of the war you fight?
I fight it in the spirit realm.
Right. But you got to isolate the things that's not part of your fight.
Hmm.
Right. So if that's something for you to recognize, don't mean it's something for you to expose. Everything spirit tell you ain't for everybody else.
Hmm.
Some stuff is just for you to be aware of your surrounding.
Right. Head on
Right.
the.
So it's like you walk into a room and you feel funny, you look around and you got somebody looking at you crazy. You felt it. The
Mm-hmm.
spirit let you know it was there. Now that you know it's there, it's up to you whether you stay, leave, or whatever you do. You can make a now an informed decision when before you wasn't informed that it was somebody with malice in their heart in the building.
Yeah. So when it comes to me, though, when they bring that fight to me, I'm not always willing to back down.
Sometimes you can't, but you
Yeah.
have to choose your battles wisely.
Mm-hmm.
You know of a Punic victory when you
Mm-mm.
fight one war so hard and become victorious, but you depleted your resources. So the next war you can't fight.
Yeah.
So you have to choose your battles wisely, right?
Yeah.
That means don't overextend the resources on one war to the point where you can't come back from it to protect yourself from the next war.
Right. So do you think what's being recognized in my spirit, um, when I counsel or read people or what have you, because they bring a lot of their battles to me. And then, of course,
Do they
what,
ask you for a reading?
oh, yeah.
If
Oh,
they
yeah.
ask you for a reading, you're supposed to tell them exactly what you see and
Okay.
let them figure it out.
Okay.
If they don't come for you for the information, you don't have to tell them nothing.
Okay. So in those some situations though, like that dude, I was like, do you mind if I ask you a question? And I'll ask the question and it leads to that. That's what I think you're telling me to back off because that ain't my fight. I wasn't given permission. My general in the spirit told me that a long time ago. If you're not given permission, then don't give the strategy.
If they don't ask the question, that means they ain't ready for the answer.
Yeah.
Right? And
Yeah.
half the time they ask the question, they ain't ready for the answer until they get it.
Right. Right. I just see this. I see streamers all the time. I can see it. It's crazy. I can see if I sit in front of somebody long enough, I can walk the whole thing down and all the ancestors coming. I got corners full of folks.
But see, that's because you are an active seer.
Hmm.
You regularly using the faculty, which gives you greater and greater access to see more and more people's business. Now, you had to determine if you want to block out other folks' business or not, right? Because they got a right to privacy and you got a right to grant them that right.
But you know,
You understand what I'm saying?
I'm from Atlanta, so I ain't gonna lie. I have to go listen to some trap music just to get off of that, because otherwise I'm out here working.
You don't have an off switch. You got to create your own off switch.
Yeah.
Do a ritual when you turn it off
Mm-hmm.
and go about your business. Then first it might be hard, but the more you use it, the more access control and the stronger it is. Where you can actually be able to see people without knowing all their business because you don't want to know. Tired of hearing all these other folks' stuff. You have to create the off switch. It's no
Mm-hmm.
off switch if you don't create it. You just start getting all this old random information about people that you care two drops of shit about.
Don't give a damn about.
You don't want that information, but because you are open channel that don't turn off and you get in proximity, you become the path of least resistance for their information.
Hmm.
And nature always follows the path of least resistance. Man the only one that fights uphill battles.
So you know how you say yo give a fuck meter hadn't moved?
Hmm.
That's what I call myself turning myself off. But it seems that these folks be chasing me down. You know what I mean?
Okay, now that's a whole other animal. That's psychic self defense,
Okay.
right? So Um, the one I call an aura building exercise. When you stand up, you visualize your aura around you as an egg. And when you
Mhm.
first see it, it's going to be very faint. But in your mind, you see yourself drawing spiritual protection energy into your aura. So as you seeing that happen, you seeing the aura become more dense and opaque.
Mhm.
This is to block the bullshit, other folks' energy, right?
Okay.
The more you practice it, the stronger your auric repeller is to other people's energy. The only time where you'll get like a warning if somebody have an ill intent towards you, it
Mhm.
will override that to inform you that there's an ill intention towards you, danger ahead. Other than that, any malice directed at you won't be able to affect you. But other people's energy, they psychic downloads coming through you, you will be able to control it better.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Sound good. Got some more work to do.
Yep. It'll never stop till you finish.
I know. I appreciate you so much. You're always so good at giving to us. I don't see how you turn it on and off, but you gave me some good advice. I'm sure you've had to walk in it yourself.
Yeah. I had to learn from experience to teach.
Right. I got one last question. Some of us that got married before we, woke up, um, I'm real good. My relationship is really good, but I do feel like sometimes, and I heard this the other day, that we won't be able to, I guess, graduate if we ain't with our so-called soulmate.
You said your relationship good, right?
My relationship good.
Okay.
My
The
boo,
rest of it don't. The rest of
yeah,
that shit don't got nothing to do with you.
yeah. I mean, he
Be
not spiritual.
grateful. Listen. Be grateful you got a good relationship.
Yes.
Maintenance that motherfucker. Pamper your counterpart so
Mm-hmm.
that motherfucker just can't resist pampering you, and all that other shit ain't got nothing to do with you.
Appreciate that. Kind of, I feel that. I know that. But I'm like, how people just get out here and tell you because, well,
Can't
you
nobody tell you who your soulmate is but you.
exactly, exactly. We good. He takes good care of me. He don't understand this like how
You
I
don't
do.
gotta understand. You don't gotta understand everything. As long as he is attentive to your needs, his
Yeah.
understanding will come in time. You a nurturer and a teacher by nature.
Mm-hmm.
Be the woman in the house, nurture and teach. You don't understand it. Let me see if I can help explain it to you.
Right.
And we'll go over it until you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Make that into a game y'all play for some one-on-one time. Talk about stuff that's bigger than 3D life, concepts, great ideas,
Yeah, we do that.
right? Then the things that he don't understand, help him understand. That's the relationship glue being put into the union when y'all build on those type of things. Over
Yeah.
time, y'all don't even have to have a verbal conversation no more.
Mm-mm.
Everything you understand, he understand. Everything he understand, you understand. This is when they say y'all start looking alike.
Yeah. Yeah, he has told me before though, just like how you be reading them folks, I don't want you reading me every day.
Don't read them.
I don't. I
Don't read 'em.
don't.
Just because you
I,
can do it, don't mean that you have to do it.
oh yeah, he's a good man. He takes good care of me. He's a
The
great
rest of that shit don't even matter.
right, right,
What
right.
other folks got going on in their relationship ain't got nothing to do with you and yours.
Well, you know how some of these woke folks be talking on here
They
and got
diet woke. They low calorie. If they really woke, they can't tell you how to live your life.
right, right,
They can help guide you through the obstacles that you may face in your life, but they can't tell you who you're supposed to be with.
right.
Anybody come with that bullshit, they on some motherfucking slave master shit.
Mm-hmm.
You supposed to help people live their best life. You ain't probably supposed to micromanage somebody else's life and you can't even live your own life.
Right. No, he's my best friend.
There it is. Shit,
Hmm.
I'd be cooking a cupcake for 7 days in a row behind that one.
Yeah. Right. And he's an alpha male too. So I'm enjoying my soft girl era life. My soft life.
All them other people come talking about some relationship shit that don't got nothing to do with you. Yours fine.
Mm-hmm.
If it ain't broke, don't even try to fix it.
Yeah.
Just maintenance the good parts and make them enhance. How you
Mhm.
turn into heaven on earth? Shit, that's the juicy shit.
And we made plenty of music over this way in the juice.
Hmm.
It's the good stuff. And, I'm old enough to know that, but I just think that sometimes you got to say it. Folks need to just stop, putting their feelings on people about how a relationship should go. And if they not spiritually woke, then they ain't
Well, I'm still stuck on they talking about 50-50 when I thought relationship was 100. Cause
exactly.
we in this shit together, all in together, balls to the motherfucking wall, or we not finna do it.
Exactly. I live in a cardboard box with that man. So, absolutely.
So the understanding that relationships have been controlled by a control paradigm
Mm-hmm.
where they want to micromanage your household without being in the house.
Mm-hmm.
So they give you standards in the social construct under the pretense of it's supposed to be this way or this way, right? It's supposed to be how you say with the person you with.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all the ones got to make the agreement. If y'all go, this is you. When all your kids grown and leave, it's y'all two. When y'all parents dead and gone, it's y'all two.
Mm-hmm.
Against the fucking world.
Yeah.
So what 50-50? I gotta go in half on the bills. We working this shit out together. We pooling the resources and the bills gonna get paid as part of the pooled resource. Or else if we can't do it the right way, I don't want to do it.
That's exactly right. We empty nesters. We are. And it's just in him and our little dog. And we
Shit,
moved to the,
go for walks, do fucking jazz dancing in the living room, move the table out the way.
we do.
Do have fun, enjoy yourself together. Shit. Don't let what other people talking about in their diet woke community tell you shit about no relationship when half of them single.
We do. But sometimes you move into these neighborhoods and, folks act like it's the first thing they want to ask you is what you do for a living. What,
I
this, that, and
live.
the other. Right. That's what I say.
I live for a living. What you do? But that's part of the new social bonding when you go from one place to another. We are identified by our job more than we identified by any other aspect of who we are.
Mm-hmm.
The type of work you do tells the people so much more about your personality and character.
Hmm.
So they always want to know, what do you do for a living? How do you make your money? Because that tells a lot about where a person's priority is in their mindset. It's not so much the job that they have, it's the mentality of the person that have that type of job,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if you in the blue collar neighborhood and you coming from the white collar world, they gonna look at you kind of side eye
Mm-hmm.
because they suspect of how you make your money. Whereas if you come move into a blue collar neighborhood and you blue collar, oh yeah, they want us. It's
Mm,
another form of tribing up vetting,
right.
you know. So that's a common question in the modern society because our jobs have become intricate parts of our identity.
Well, I think my neighbors wanted to know because they had flagpoles in this yard when we moved in, and they belonged to the subdivision. And I told them they're gonna have to. I told the HOA, you're gonna have to remove these flagpoles because I don't fly flags. Now, if you want to put a totem pole in this yard, that's fine, but we're not flying no flags. So I think that I may have rubbed them the wrong way. But I told my husband that's the only thing that I'm not going to do is have no flags in my yard. So they end up moving them, but we got some backlash on it. So
Oh,
our ne-
yeah,
now they want
look,
to know if
long as they move,
you
look, long as they move them up, fuck the backlash.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Everybody ain't supposed to always agree on everything all the time, or
yeah,
life would be dull.
yeah,
Sometimes you need somebody to dissent to let you know you doing what you meant to do, and you following through with what you said. But
yeah.
if ain't nobody dissenting, it's not really a focal point. So it's the same way when peaceful people congregate. There's always some a-hole come in to try
Hmm.
to disrupt the peace because the frequency is too peaceful. They
Yes,
can't handle it.
that's the problem. It's a lot of love and peace over this way. These folks can't handle it.
Cultivate that feng shui.
Right, right.
All right, sweetie, I'm gonna let somebody else come up, okay?
Love you. Thank you. Have
Yeah.
a good one.
Okay, I'm gonna take one more, then I'm gonna answer the questions. Oh no, they didn't stop me from taking. So now I'm gonna take the questions I got. The Ottomans infiltrated an empire that was already in place in the Americas, then create the corporation. Who was running the empire in the Americas? The tribes. The tribes from America. I don't have many memories to look back on. I'm wondering if I felt with everything as it happened, so I don't really look back. Nadine Vaughn. Man, the archivist. What is the purpose and how do you interpret spiritual taps on the body? They feel like muscle jokes. Um, when you talk about spiritual taps, you talk about energy surges. And the energy surge can feel like muscle jolts. It could feel like somebody from externally zapped you like a static shock. It could be a tingling, a itching. It depends on how your body interprets the frequencies, how it'll manifest in the body as a spiritual tap, and then how well you can relate to it. Jay Warriak, I have a question about healing family karma. It's my understanding you can send the energy back. The energy have to be rejected, blocked, not necessarily sent back. You just so we talking about breaking generational curses. The energy is normally a bad habit that's passed down the family line, and all you got to do is don't indulge it, and that's breaking the curse. So, Beanie Man 67. I'm visiting my grand uncles and aunt for the first time in Michigan soon. I'm documenting while I'm in town. They are from Tennessee, and I'll be stopping there first to record as well. Do you have any advice on what kind of questions to ask? Ask about your family history as much as they can tell you, and let them go on autopilot after that. You know, get them tell you about each one of your they uncles and aunties they remember. Learn your family history. Focus on that because it's going to tell you about tribal patterns and what tribes move, how y'all family move. The imagination is the way that the mind creates something to focus the intention on. So, amount of questions, a couple statements in there that I didn't respond to. So Chief Balance 713 say, why do most of the chiefs that I encounter have an affinity with dogs and music? What's the connection there spiritually? I resonate with the Bird Clan. My tribal name is Nighthawk. So a lot of the chiefs, it's a legend in a lot of tribal traditions that says the Great Father walks across the sky with a black dog on his heels, and it's called the Legend of the Great Father. And many of the chiefs used dogs in hunting rituals, and the dogs became part of the chief's um, energy. A lot of the guys that we call dog men is chief energy. And now the spiritual, or the first you got to go to the stellar similarity. It's the Orion constellation with Sirius, the dog star, on its heels, is the Great Father and the Black Dog. You know, Earth, the mirror image, is the chief of the clan, which is the head of the family, with his dog, and that became customary over time. I think that's all the questions. Yeah. All right. They won't let me take nobody else up. I'm about to wrap it up. It's been a pleasure. I appreciate y'all coming to Chief with the Chief one more time. I don't know when I'll be back, but this was for Pops. Big dude out the L. Hayes, my father. So, peace and love to the people. I hope y'all learned something today, and I hope I was able to help expand your consciousness. Peace and hair grease from the Middle East.